Hello, hello, welcome everybody. I got a loudspeaker here. I hope you can hear me in this room over here. I just want to welcome everybody again to our event this night, the Old Mecklenburg Brewery. We had one minor setback. The live group canceled, so they're not going to be playing. But so we'll have to entertain ourselves. And I'm going to have Steve Ellsworth come up and say a couple of things. Steve and I have been friends for a long time. We've been friends for half my life, which is about a third of his life. And we had dinner. We have dinner every once in a while. We had dinner down at Fun, and Steve made the faux pas or mistake of telling me when his birthday was. Do you know this guy's going to turn 80? This morning? So we've got a birthday boy here. Yes. You can share this whoever you want. All right. And Happy birthday to you. Oh, yes. And I knew Steve right when he was about the most eligible man and bachelor in Washington, D.C., and then he went and got married at the tender age of 45. And okay, he rushed it. Okay, now I want to say I've got a little certificate here that says Happy 80th birthday, Steve Ellsworth. This certificate designates you as an official curmudgeon. And it's got a picture of this guy that says, "Get off my lawn."
Get off.
Yes. Thank you, Steve. Steve's going to say a few words for us, and I wanted him to say a few words. He's going to have a couple of fun things to say, but I also wanted to get him up here to roast him just a little bit because he's a buddy. So here you go.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well,
Back to the speaker.
keep your back to the speaker, else you get feedback.
Okay. How's that?
That's good. You're good.
All right. Anyway, I apologize in advance. I try not to discriminate. I kind of offend everybody equally. And it's very dangerous tonight because my wife is not here. So I'm not going to get counseled on the way home with stuff I said. I don't know how many have that type of wife that'll give you counseling all the way home, but I've had a lot. When we're at a dinner party, sometimes she'll put her hand on my thigh, and as I'm speaking, the nails go in deeper and deeper. And when blood starts to spurt, I stop talking. Okay? Anyway, Jerry said, I said, "What do you mean war stories?" He said, "That means you can say whatever you want." And so I figure a lot of you guys, probably, and ladies, don't know what the difference is between a...
Move to there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
A little bit more.
A little more. Yeah.
He's telling you to go away.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. So anyway, who here knows the difference between a fairy tale and a war story? Well, the difference is a fairy tale starts out once upon a time. But a war story starts out, this is no bullshit. They're both fairies and both stories. Okay. So anyway, it all started in Salt Lake City when I was born there on May 1, 1946. And it's one thing getting into 80, but it's a little harder getting out of it. So, you realize that you're not totally bulletproof that you were when you were young. So, looking around our group, it is we're aging a little bit. So, but we're still upright. We're taking nourishment, so things look good. But a couple of things that are kind of fun in Salt Lake City. I grew up in kind of a sheltered environment there. In Salt Lake, an integrated classroom is 30 Mormons and 1 Catholic. So, it's quite a shock when I got in the Army. I went to about a year at college. I got in the Army, and I mean, I had never been around, totally diverse cultures and stuff, and it was a great experience and so forth. I tell people that, I I did some fun things, and I did some stuff that I don't really talk about, but I can tell you a couple of pretty good stories. And when I moved up to the rank, I went in as a private. I ended up being a commander of a special warfare intercept unit, and we had all the vehicles of the entire Special Forces, the Green Beret group, and they came under my control. And so I called down the motor pool one day, and I said, what kind of vehicles you got down there? And the guy says, well, he says, we got quarter tons, we got half tons, we got AMRAPs, we got MAC-Vs, we got everything. He says, we got 40-foot trailers. In fact, we even got a sedan for some fat-ass colonel. And I said, do you know who this is? He said, no. I said, this is the colonel. The guy said, do you know who this is? I said, no. He said, goodbye, fat ass. So that was kind of my introduction to that. And so I did a number of tours, and of course some of them were, I had to serve 3 sentences in my career. That one of the, I had a sentence is when you're at the Pentagon. It's the most dangerous place you can serve, because your best friend will put a knife in your back trying to get ahead of you for promotions. So anyway, I worked for the Secretary of the Army the first tour, and I was a bachelor, and I wore a suit and tie every day on Capitol Hill, and I met with the members of the House and the Senate in the Armed Services Committee, and I thought I was really something special, because all these girls would want to, go out with me and stuff. And then I found out that 80% of DC's married, and about another 12% are gay. So I wasn't anything special, just the pickings for these ladies was kind of slim. My wife has reminded me that quite often. Anyway, so my wife is from LA. She grew up on a farm. LA is Lower Alabama. And when I was dating her, her daddy said, let me tell you, where you work? And I said, I'm in Virginia. And he said, son, I consider anybody north of Montgomery a damn Yankee. And you are a Yankee. So we're talking Montgomery, Alabama. So anyway, he said, we got a couple questions for you. No, I got 2. I said, what is it? He said, number 1, how are you with Jesus? I said, I'm right. He said, okay. Number 2, can you back up a trailer? I said, I can back up a trailer. He says, okay, you can date my daughter. So those are the 2 requirements down there in Lower Alabama. So anyway, what was that? So I figured you guys might want to ask a couple of questions or whatever. I didn't know if they wanted to talk about the war stories on the bourse or an auction, where there are no friends at any auctions, I've noticed. And I've met some great guys over the years. Some of them are gone now, some of them are still here. But the EAC is a very unique organization. I've never met so many smart people, so many well-educated people, and so nerdy. I mean, we all count identicals on large cents and all that kind of stuff. You talk to somebody who doesn't do this thing, they look at you like, they say the aliens aren't here, but they might have already landed. It's just kind of a unique. So anyway, you had a question for me, didn't you? Are you? Oh, the recoloring. Well, it's kind of it's a secret deal we do, but we use cougar urine. And it's pretty hard to get, especially for the guys that's holding the ears of the cougar, because he doesn't know which ear to release, and if he does either one, the cougar kind of eats him. So that's a very tough thing, but it's highly prized if you can get that cougar urine. So yeah, that's a good question. What else? Terry, you got something you want to ask? Nothing? Are you sure? Anyway, so that's kind of the deal with the EAC, and it's been a great organization for me, and I still want to be active in it. And during the time the EA supported me, I ended up being president of the ANA, and I refer to that as about 127 years of tradition unhampered by progress. And what happened at one of the board meetings, there were a lot of senior members there, and one of the guys passed out, and the paramedics called, and they picked him up, and they got 3 guys in the ambulance before they got the right guy. So they were pretty senior too, some of their board members. So anyway, is there any other things you want me to say or whatever? Because I think I'm about done, and I got my beard is getting warm. There you go. One more thing. Go ahead.
All right, and this is my old buddy here. Now he's gotten even older, 80 years old, and at the risk of starting a rumor, I'm going to give him a hug.
Well, you know about Padula.
Yeah. So thanks everybody again for coming. We got a lot more food, and if we can't eat it, we're going to take it home in doggy bags and eat it tomorrow. So thanks again for coming.
Thank you, guys.